All right, buckle up, because today we're taking a deep dive into You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. It's self-help, but with a stand-up comedy twist,
Yeah, she's got that kind of in-your-face style that some people really dig.
Totally. So right off the bat, Sincero tackles how we get in our own way, like what's holding us back from being, well, badass.
Yeah, and she doesn't tiptoe around it either, calls it how we get so fucked up.
And then there's that whole bowling alley analogy,
Yeah,
right,
right.
to explain it.
It's like, when you step over that line, you're going down. And she's saying our beliefs, like the subconscious ones, they can be that line, tripping us up left and right.
It's so true. And then she tells that story. Oh my God, you know the one I'm talking about? The Macy's guy? Like, who knew your subconscious could give you foot pain?
It's classic Sincero, but it makes you think, right? Like all the stuff we've got running on autopilot in our brains, it's showing up in our lives in weird ways.
It's like our subconscious is like, here's the same old script, let's run it again.
Exactly. And the thing is, this isn't just Sincero making stuff up. This subconscious programming thing, it's legit psychology.
Oh, totally. Okay, so then she talks about the ego, right? And she calls it the big snooze, which I love.
It's so perfect, because haven't we all hit that snooze button, on our dreams, on what we really want to do?
100%.
Yeah.
It's like when you're so close to like a big win, something great, and then you self-sabotage.
Right, like you pick a fight with your partner or miss a deadline. That's that big snooze, rearing its ugly head.
Ugh, it's the worst. Okay, one more thing that I thought was interesting in this whole, like, getting to know our messed up selves section was that self-perception is a zoo line.
Oh, yeah, that one's a doozy. It really paints a picture, huh?
So is she saying our self-image is like a bunch of animals running wild?
Kind of. Like, think
Yeah.
about it. We've all got these different versions of ourselves, right?
Yeah.
The confident one, the insecure one, maybe the one who thinks they can sing, but really.
Oh, God, I know that one personally.
And Sincero, she tells a story about a friend of hers. This woman is like super successful, always seems confident. And then right before this big presentation, she totally freezes up.
No way.
Yep. Proves that we've all got those insecurities, even if they're hiding out most of the time.
Okay, so it's not about, like, getting rid of those parts of ourselves completely.
Right. More like maybe we need to get better at managing them, understanding why those different versions of ourselves show up.
Become a better zookeeper, basically. I like that.
Exactly. And that's what makes Sincero's whole approach kind of refreshing. It's not about being perfect. It's about being real. Being okay with the fact that we're all a little bit, well, messy.
We're work in progress. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
But how do we actually start to make some changes? Like, how do we become a badass?
Well, that's where things get really interesting and a little more controversial.
So Sincero's got us taking stock of our inner zoo, right? But how do we actually, like, wrangle those beasts and unleash our inner badass?
Well, she starts with a classic, right? Love yourself.
Okay, but this is Sincero, so I'm guessing it's not all bubble baths and face masks.
Not quite, though. She'd probably be down for those too. She's talking about really shifting how you see yourself, on the inside, ditching the self-criticism and embracing, like, all of it.
Got it. So less about pampering and more about, like, serious inner work.
Exactly. And one tool she loves for this is affirmations.
Affirmations, those always feel kind of cheesy to me.
They can be if you let them, but Sincero's point is they have to resonate with you. They have to address, like, your specific hang-ups and what you want.
So instead of some generic I am successful thing, it's more like I am totally going to rock this presentation and blow everyone away.
Exactly. Get specific, feel it in your bones, and that's how your actions start lining up with what you actually want.
Makes sense. Now, another big thing she talks about is prioritizing joy. Like, it's not all hustle and grind, right? We've got to make space for fun.
And she really walks the talk. Remember she had that punk band?
Crutch, how could I forget?
Exactly. Maybe not winning Grammys or anything. She was having a blast. And that energy, that fearlessness, that's what she wants us to tap into, letting go of being perfect and just enjoying the process,
Love that. So self-love, finding your joy, that's a good start. But a lot of people struggle with, like, finding their calling, their purpose. Does Sincero have any advice for that? What about those of us who haven't had that lightning bolt moment of this is it?
This is where I think Sincero is really down to earth. She's like, it doesn't have to be this huge, life-altering thing to find your passion.
So we're not all just waiting for, like, a divine memo in the mail to tell us our purpose.
Right. Instead, she's got this exercise she calls Be the Alien. Basically, you imagine you're an alien visiting Earth for the first time, inhabiting your body. What seems cool or weird or interesting about your life? What skills or chances do you see that maybe you'd miss if you weren't looking at it with fresh eyes?
Ooh, that's a cool way to shake things up. Like hitting the reset button on how you see yourself and what you're capable of.
Totally. And it helps you spot those little things, passions, talents that you might not even notice because you're so used to them.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so another key theme in the book is giving. But she's not just talking about, like, donating to charity.
Right. Sincere is talking about having that giving spirit in everything you
Yeah.
do, being kind, offering support, sharing your time and your talents just because.
Like those small acts of kindness that can really make someone's day. Kind of like that story she tells about her niece, who was just naturally so generous, even as a kid.
Exactly. And she connects it back to having an abundance mindset, like giving from this place of knowing there's enough for everyone, not from a place of scarcity or fear.
So shifting your mindset from, I don't have enough, to there's more than enough to go around. I dig it. Okay, we've talked about self-love, finding your calling, being more giving. But then Sincero throws in some stuff that's a little out there.
You're talking about meditation and that whole leading with your crotch thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those definitely get your attention.
They do. So let's unpack those a little. First up, meditation. That word alone kind of makes me think of monks on mountaintops. Is that what Sincero's asking us to do?
Not quite. She actually does a really good job of making meditation feel doable, even for beginners.
So no need to shave my head and give up coffee just yet.
Only if you want to. She gives really simple instructions, suggests things like mantras if that helps, and really stresses that even a few minutes a day can make a difference.
So it's about finding little pockets of mindfulness in our day-to-day lives.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, and it's not just some woo-woo thing either. Like, the science behind meditation is legit. It can reduce stress, help you focus, make you more aware of yourself. It's basically brain training.
Okay. I'm feeling calmer already. All right, but leading with your crotch, that's a bold statement, even for Sincero.
It definitely gets your attention. But remember, she's all about using humor to make a point.
So she's not literally telling us to, like,
No. Think of it more like, remember her punk band days? That energy, the I don't give a damn attitude, the willingness to just go for it. That's what she's talking about.
So it's about reclaiming that fearlessness, that willingness to take risks and not worry so much about what other people think.
Exactly. It's about getting out of your comfort zone and being open to whatever comes next.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. Subconscious bowling alleys, leading with your crotch. Sincero does not hold back. But is this book right for everyone?
That's the thing about Sincero, right? You're going to either love her or...
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking for a self-help book that feels like a textbook, all dry and clinical, this ain't it.
Nope. But if you're feeling stuck, if you connect with her humor and that kind of in-your-face advice, you'll probably get a kick out of this book.
Totally. And you know what I really appreciated? Even when Sincero got into those kind of out-there concepts, she always brought it back to something relatable, like a story or an example that just clicked.
Right. She's a great storyteller, and that's what makes those ideas stick with you, even the ones that seem kind of crazy at first.
So true. Speaking of stories, there's one Sincero tells at the end of the book that really got me thinking. It's about her Nana.
Oh, yeah, the one who lived through all those huge technological advancements?
Yes. Like, can you imagine seeing everything from the first telephones to people walking on the moon? That blows my mind.
Right, the changes she must have witnessed. It's incredible.
And it made me wonder, what would your Nana say about the world today? About our smartphones, the internet, self-driving cars, all this stuff we barely even think twice about.
It really makes you realize how much we take for granted.
Totally.
Yeah.
And to me, that's kind of Sincero's point. Are we really stepping into our power, embracing all the incredible possibilities we have right now? Or are we letting fear and doubts hold us back?
That's the question, isn't it? And I think it's one we all got to answer for ourselves.
Well said. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the wild world of You Are a Badass.
Until next time, keep exploring.